Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. So today I'm going to show you a tool that I've been using to keep track of my kids' grades and their transcripts and things once they hit high school. So I've been using Homeschool Records. So I'm going to go in here and give you a look at Homeschool Records, and I'm just going to show you me updating one of my kids' grades in Homeschool Records. So here I am inside of Homeschool Records. So far, I have two high schoolers, and I have this one all caught up. This one, however, she is actually attending a hybrid school, and technically she's been public schooled all her high school years. This one here has been homeschooled this year, and so I have been 100% in charge of her education for high school. This one, I am just keeping track and keeping a record just in case I end up finishing up with her with homeschool. That is not the plan, but I want to have things ready just in case. Now, I will be adding a third student to this in the upcoming school year. So my son is becoming a ninth grader, so I'll have to set up an account for him. So let's go in here and set things up for this student. Now, this is the dashboard. This is what you see when you go to the dashboard. I'm going to click on her. Now I'm in student records. And so here are different things that we can do in student records. I'm not doing the attendance right now. We don't care about that. I am going to put in her courses. Okay, so here's my section here where I'm adding courses. And if I had added courses, it would be here on the bottom, but I have not. So I'm going to start with her ninth grade year as I'm a little bit behind. So I'm going to go through and do a few of these, and you can take a look at how I'm filling this out. All right, so let's start by adding the first course here. So we would have her full name there. This is the fall semester. Category, I'm just going to put math. And for the course name, I'm going to put high school replacement algebra. Now I'm putting exactly what they have on her transcript because I'm going to note that this was taken at her school. We have the grade level is ninth grade, standard weighting. I'm going to put this in progress for now, and because I'm just not going to show her grade. And then I'm going to put taken at, and then I'm going to put the name of her school there eventually. Just not going to do that here. And then I can't put the credits yet because I have put in progress, but I would put 0.5 credits here. Is this a core or elective course? So this would be a core, no prerequisites. Now here we would list the materials used. So they did this at the school, so I'm not going to be keeping track of this. This is something they did at the school. Types of assessment used, I'm just not going to fill that out either. But for my other daughter, I did put all the materials I used and the types of assessments used because I homeschooled those. Course description, I came up with a course description for each of my kids' courses that they took at home. I'm not going to do that for hers because she was taking this at a school. Okay, and I'm going to push submit. Now, you will be able to see at the very bottom here, we have our first class. So we have math, what it was called, which semester, course type, grade, taken at LA. It says in progress. If I wanted to delete that, I could do that. So I'm going to go through and put in all of her courses right now. So I have put her entire first year in. So let's take a look at what we have. We have, starting here at the bottom, I'm going to start with what I started. So we have high school replacement algebra. I'm going to add A and B so we know it's semester 1, semester 2. And then we have U.S. history A and B. We have astronomy and then earth science. And I'm going to edit this so it's capital, just so it's exactly like what's on her transcript. We have American Lit A and B. We have career explorations, and I'm going to edit this. So let me just quickly edit that so that it says career explorations A. And update. Right, so I have updated that. So we have A and B. And there you go. So we have our first year here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what her transcript would look like at this point. So I'm going to go to reports. And here are all the different reports that we can do. So we can have an attendance report, course descriptions. So if I put course descriptions down, if I typed out course descriptions as I was filling out her courses, there would be a list of course descriptions for me here. So I could print those off. We have Common App counselor letter. Okay, so a counselor's letter, a school profile. Okay, diploma report, hours of instruction. So if you record your hours of instruction, you would print off a report here. ID cards. I could create ID cards for my kids and for myself. Reading log report. So if you keep track of what you're reading, there will be a reading log. Student resume. So you can make student resumes on here. Here's my transcript report. So I'm going to open that up. Now let's say I want to see the year or semester report. I can click on that, and this will give me her transcript so far. Okay, so just so you know, this is not real information. I have put random information. In fact, that says STREE. I didn't put her actual date, and etc. I'm going to blur out my name here. It's not, yeah. So I'm going to blur out the things that are, are true stuff. But let me move down here so you can see what the transcript looks like. So at this point, this is what it looks like. It would have how many credits. It would have her actual grades. These ones would all, you could go down to see what does the one mean, taken at whatever place she took it at. So all of these have ones. So then if I used a different note, then we would have note 2. So this is what her transcript looks like right now. They would have the weighted and unweighted GPAs, credits, cumulative credits, etc. And then down here, there's a grading scale, so the person looking at the transcript would know what the grading scale is. All right, so that is what it looks like. Let me go back to where we were. Okay, so like I said, these are all different reports that I could make for my student. I can go in account and change information in the account, change the names, change my address, etc. Back to dashboard, or I can just go to each section here for each of my kids. I can keep track of different things in here. So if we want to keep track of things on their resume, there's places to add volunteer hours, things like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So I just wanted to show you how I'm going to be keeping up with these things. Now I'm going to go in and put the actual grades so that I have this for her records in the future. And like I said, I'm going to add a third child here so I can start keeping track of what he is doing in the upcoming school year, as I will be fully homeschooling him. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will put a link to Homeschool Records in the description box below, so you can check that out if you're interested. Thanks so much for coming today, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone.